The secret question that unlocks your true consciousness. What if that little voice inside your head, the one that's probably commenting on this video right now, isn't actually you? For many of us, it's a constant companion. That inner narrator who loves to criticize, worry, and never really takes a break. But what if I told you there's a simple question that can help you step away from that voice and tap into a deeper consciousness you never realized was there? It's a presence that's been with you your whole life, just waiting quietly to be noticed. Stick with me, because this isn't just some philosophical thought experiment. It's a direct path to a more peaceful and liberated way of living. Section 1. The problem, your inner roommate. Let's be real. For most people, the experience of being alive is basically the experience of listening to a voice in your head. Michael Singer, in his book, The Untethered Soul, calls it your inner roommate, and it never, ever stops talking. This is the roommate who, just as you're drifting off to sleep, decides to replay that super embarrassing thing you said 10 years ago. It's the one who whispers that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or that you're definitely going to fail. You're in a conversation with someone, but this voice is already rehearsing your next line instead of actually listening. You're trying to enjoy a beautiful sunset, and it's busy making a to-do list for tomorrow. This inner monologue, what neuroscientists call inner speech, is a non-stop flood of judgments, memories, and worries. Now, it can be a useful tool for planning things out. But we've made a huge mistake. We've started to believe that voice is who we are. We've totally identified with it. So when the voice is anxious, we feel anxious. When the voice is critical, we feel worthless. We've become so tangled up in this stream of thought that we don't see any separation. We assume we're the one thinking the thoughts, but in reality, we're the one listening to them. And that confusion is the root of so much of our daily stress. It's like being dragged around 24/7 by a very relentless and often very negative narrator you just can't shake. Section 2. The agitation, the prison of your own mind. And this isn't just some small annoyance. Living your life completely fused with this inner voice is like being locked in a prison where the bars are literally made of your own thoughts. Think about the sheer cost of it. How much of your day is wasted arguing with this voice, defending yourself against its constant critiques, or just getting lost in its endless spiral of what-ifs? Spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle says that many people feel tortured by their life. But what's really torturing them is the non-stop story their mind is telling about their life. This constant mental noise puts a filter of stress over everything. It stops you from being truly present. You miss out on a real connection with someone because you're lost in your head. You miss the simple joy of a quiet moment because your roommate won't shut up. You're so busy reacting to the drama playing out in your mind that you completely miss the actual real life happening right in front of you. Honestly, it's exhausting. It's a life lived on defense, constantly pushed and pulled by thoughts and feelings that just show up without an invitation. It's not real freedom, is it? But there is a way out. And it doesn't start with fighting the voice. It starts with one simple, powerful shift in your perspective. A shift that begins with a single question. Section 3. The pivot. The secret question. Okay, we've established that for most of us, this voice is always on. It's an object we perceive, just like we perceive the sound of a car driving by, or the feeling of the sun on our skin. So here it is. The secret question. The one that can start to untangle this whole mess of mistaken identity. I want you to really let it land. If you are the one who is aware of the voice, if you can hear the thoughts, then who is this you that's aware of it all? Let that sink in for a second. Who is it that notices the thought? The voice chatters on about anxiety, but who is it that knows anxiety is there? The voice says, I can't do this, but who is the one hearing that? This question is a pattern interrupt. It creates a gap in the noise, and in that gap, a huge realization can hit you. The one who thinks is not the same as the one who is aware of the thinking. There are two things happening here: the thought itself and the consciousness that perceives the thought. You've probably spent your whole life assuming you are the thought. But what if you're the consciousness that's been quietly watching it all along? Section 4. The solution: you are the awareness. The answer to that question is your key to freedom. You are not the voice in your head. You are the one who hears it. You aren't the thoughts, the emotions, or the sensations. You are the silent, still awareness, where all of those things come and go. This is a core teaching in countless wisdom traditions, and it's laid out beautifully in Michael A. Singer's book, The Untethered Soul, where he says to notice who is noticing. That being who notices is your true self. Let's try a couple of analogies to make it clearer. Imagine your consciousness is the big, open sky. Your thoughts and emotions are the clouds. Some days are full of dark, stormy clouds. Other days are bright and clear. But no matter what, the sky itself never changes. The clouds are just temporary weather passing through. You are the sky, not the clouds. But you've been living your life as if you're a single storm cloud, forgetting you're the vast open space where the storm is happening. Or think of it like this: you are the screen in a movie theater. The movie playing is all the content of your mind. The dramas, the comedies, the horror stories. But the screen doesn't really care. It just provides the space for the movie to be seen. The screen isn't damaged by explosions, and it doesn't get funnier during a comedy. It just is. You are the screen, not the movie playing on it. This idea even touches on what philosopher David Chalmers famously calls the hard problem of consciousness, the deep mystery of why we have this subjective first-person experience at all. Why does it feel like something to be you? While science can map out the brain's mechanics, it can't yet explain this inner movie. Some theories, like higher-order thought, HOT theories, suggest a mental state becomes conscious only when we have another thought or perception about it. In other words, when we are aware that we are in that state. That lines up perfectly with our secret question. By becoming aware of the thought, you are stepping into that role of higher-order awareness. You are literally becoming conscious of consciousness itself. Section 5. The transformation, the freedom of being the observer. When you start to really live from this understanding, everything changes. Maybe not the world outside, but definitely the world inside. By identifying as the observer, you stop being a victim of your own mind. When a negative thought shows up, you don't have to believe it or wrestle with it. You can just notice it. Ah, there's that thought again. Interesting. As Eckhart Tolle says, you become a silent watcher. You observe the thought, feel the emotion, and watch the reaction without getting tangled up in it and making it a personal problem. This creates a little bit of space, and in that space is your peace. Anxiety is no longer my anxiety. It's just anxiety, an energy pattern you're aware of. Anger is no longer my anger. It's just anger, a storm cloud passing through the sky of your awareness. This practice of non-identification doesn't turn you into a robot. It actually lets you experience life more deeply because you're not constantly fighting it. You can finally stop trying to manage the world and all your thoughts to avoid pain, and instead learn to just let things be. This is what it means to be the untethered soul. The mental energy you used to waste on worrying, judging, and resisting is suddenly free. You become more present, calm, and connected to the world around you. You're no longer just living in your mind. You're living in the real world as the quiet, conscious presence that's taking it all in. Section 6. How to practice. This all sounds great, but how do you actually do it? It's simpler than you might think, but it does take a little consistent, gentle practice. Here are 2 simple things you can start doing today. First, the practice of noticing. Throughout your day, just make a habit of noticing that voice in your head. Don't judge it or analyze it, just notice it's there. You can even give it a label. When the inner critic pops up, just say to yourself, thinking, or there's the roommate again. The act of noticing is what separates you from it. In that moment, you become the observer. Second, use the I am aware of technique. This is so powerful. The next time you have a thought like, I'm going to bomb this presentation, instead of getting sucked into the drama, just rephrase it in your mind. I am aware of the thought that I'm going to bomb this presentation. Feel the difference? I'm going to fail is an identity. I'm aware of a thought is an observation. This simple trick creates instant distance and puts you right back in the driver's seat as the observer. This isn't about stopping your thoughts. You can't. It's about stopping your identification with them. It's a skill, and like any skill, it gets stronger the more you use it. And if this idea of stepping back from your thoughts is clicking for you, you might enjoy my video on the key ideas from the untethered soul, which goes even deeper into this. I'll leave a link for you in the description. Conclusion. So who are you? You are not your name, your job, or your life story. You are not the voice in your head. You are the vast, silent, peaceful awareness that is conscious of all those things. You are the space in which your entire life happens. The secret question: if I'm aware of the voice, who is the one that's aware? Isn't something to answer once and then forget about. It's a tool to use in the moment. It's a doorway out of the prison of your mind and into the wide open freedom of who you really are. Use it. Practice being the observer. Watch your thoughts without getting caught. Feel your emotions without resisting. And bit by bit, you will start to know the incredible peace that lies just behind all that noise. You will come home to yourself. What was the aha moment for you in this video? Drop it in the comments below. I honestly love reading about your experiences, and if this is a journey you want to continue, make sure to subscribe and join the community. Thanks for watching.